Somebody who knows a lot. Yeah, absolutely. This is the boss. Here he comes. You're getting all tangled up in your nameplate there, buddy.
Tangled.
San Diego's own. There you go. It goes underneath so that the boom hangs out here. Let me turn off Ed's nameplate. There you go. Jump up in there.
Hi.
How's it going? This is. You in? All right, you're in.
I'm in.
This is Tim Huckaby from
Hi.
Internology.
Yeah.
Good to see you, sir. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for
Wondering
having me.
why?
It's this jacket that caught my attention.
It brings the friends into the room.
Holy cow, you look good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My wife saw the beard and said, "You look 10 years younger." You didn't even notice the
I
beard,
didn't even notice the beard. Wow.
That's
Wow.
commitment.
You are not from Philadelphia.
I am not. My gosh, I look like I'm from Seattle this week. Or Vegas.
Yeah. So what are you doing here?
So we're talking to our friends out here on Twitch. You can see her here on the left. There's the chat room there.
Wow. There's quite a few people out there.
Our friend Carrie Payette says the Zamel fan club is all here. Now, what does...
Thank you for that.
So for the folks that don't know who you are, you run Internology.
Well, I don't run Internology.
Come on now.
I would be the figurehead.
The figurehead.
There's
all
smart
right.
people that run Internology, yeah.
And what does Internology do?
A lot of high-end, a lot of cutting-edge, really high-profile software.
Big stuff, important, high-tech things.
Yeah, that's why it'll always be a small company because there's
move fast and break things.
There's only one CNN, right? You build a piece of software for CNN, and that's it.
Okay.
Right? And that's what most people would know us from. The Magic Wall app on CNN during the elections, the big map, which is a giant WPF DirectX application and
.NET framework 4.7.
When we first built that during the Obama election, the first one, we tested that XAML stack really hard.
Yeah?
In fact, Microsoft was bug fixing. I shouldn't say this. What the hell? Microsoft was bug
fixing. Nobody's watching us. Nobody's watching us, Tim, okay?
Yeah, so we were catching bugs in the XAML stack, and they were fixing them like daily. It was awesome.
Oh, my goodness.
So a lot of our work is protected by NDA, which is a drag. But, yeah, that's the type of work we do. We had 2 keynote demos today. 2 keynote demos?
Yeah,
Inconceivable!
How cool were they? Oh, we've got all the sound effects here.
What the hell was that?
Absolutely. That was inconceivable. It was inconceivable. 2 demos and CNN.
So we were lucky enough to work on the Azure Spatial Anchors thing.
Spatial Anchor.
That's for those of you who just heard about it today.
Yeah.
Only Microsoft could pull this off because you can literally map the world to a 2-inch resolution.
Hang on. The world's a pretty big place. Down to 2 inches?
So virtual anchors, virtual places.
And on this tabletop,
and this isn't just a HoloLens. Yeah. Technically, if you wanted to put hundreds of anchors here, but this isn't just a HoloLens thing. It's your iPhone, your Android too.
Okay.
So you stumble into these things. You just hold your phone at it, and you get this awesome augmented reality, holographic. The use case would be. Like we're in a manufacturing company, and there's a bunch of sensors.
Sure.
And instead of running over to a keyboard and you just point your phone at it, and
it knows where it is in space.
And it shows you everything about it. So that's Smart Hotel 360 MR. If you're here at Builds, check out that demo. It is so awesome. And then the other...
We'll have to find that demo and link it to the video when we post this out to YouTube later.
Okay.
But I got to ask you, something that we've discussed around some of those things around spatial technologies, there's always a question around privacy.
Yes.
Is that a concern when you're mapping things to that?
So, Fritzy, we've had this talk before.
We have.
I feel like...
Over a couple of fine adult beverages.
I feel like I should have been a privacy law lawyer.
Really?
I know so much about privacy law, it's embarrassing.
The Europeans with GDPR are going to love you.
Well, GDPR is its own monster, right?
Well, privacy...
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I don't. Help me out, Tim.
Well, in the U.S., it's very complicated.
It is.
Because we have a federal law for privacy that is being challenged by the big software companies.
Okay.
Well, not Microsoft, but Google and Facebook are suing the United States federal government. We have state law that is in conflict with our federal law.
Really?
So the state of Illinois, Texas, and what's the third one? The third one that are in
California.
conflict. No, it's not California.
Okay.
That are in conflict with the federal law, and now we have city law. Like the city of San Francisco is in conflict with the state of California, which is in conflict with the federal law. So it's complement. As developers, we just need to be responsible because we have so much power.
Yes.
With cognitive services, you could basically click, suck up their REST API and be doing facial recognition with crazy good accuracy in like 5 minutes.
It's illegal in 9 countries.
It's illegal in 9 countries, Tim, isn't it?
And
probably more than 9.
Well, what's illegal from a federal level is when my wife goes into Facebook and tags me and puts my name on it, that breaks privacy law. So we have policymakers that need to catch up to technology. Oh yeah, it's not as easy to fix as you think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's actually one of the reasons that Facebook is suing the United States federal government, because the process of tagging someone is native to Facebook people. It's native to social media.
Okay.
So you have been breaking privacy law just in your everyday. You, Fritzy.
I know. I don't tag people. I am not. So, true story. You're going to appreciate this.
Okay.
Our friend Dee Dee Walsh.
Dee Dee. I love her. Is she here?
She's a friend. She's around.
Okay.
She took off. Probably off to go find something else, some sugary treat. She loves sugar. Last Saturday night, I was out at a Kentucky Derby party event.
Okay.
Took a picture of my wife and I, nice selfie, and I went to share it on Facebook because it's a picture of my wife and I. I want to share this nice picture. And I went and I tagged myself, and of course it knows who I am, because who would misrecognize this face?
Yeah, right.
And then I went to tag my wife, and it came up with 3 options: Jeff Fritz, Mrs. C# Fritz, and Dee Dee Walsh. That's weird.
That's heavy. That is super heavy.
Right.
Because the AI went out there and associated a picture of you and Dee Dee somewhere.
And now
What'd you do?
What did you do, Facebook? Why are you pitching this to me? I don't get it.
Yeah.
But that feels like another privacy
That
issue.
feels a little creepy, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
So you brought it up because we do a lot of this on the edge, and we do it in the cloud. Typically, we're looking for a bad guy, though. And when you're in security.
Yep.
How do you say this politically correctly? In security, there's
We're
some
on Twitch.
rules.
There's nothing politically correct here. You're on with the guy with a purple beard and sequin jacket. Come on, Tim.
If you're doing security, you could pretty much overcome some of the rest of the world's rules, so to speak.
Okay.
So,
because I restrict the access to it through security.
Well, we're looking for the bad guy. Like our software, the visibility software, caught this mass murderer on the loose in South Africa 2 weeks ago. He was at a 7-Eleven.
Hang on. Wait. Hang on. We got to back up a second there. Let's rewind. Your software caught somebody in South Africa.
Yeah. It's like it sent an alert to the authorities with 67% confidence. This is Joe Mass Murderer.
Okay.
And it sends, and then they know where he is, so they deploy and try to get him.
Well, I think the first clue.
So that's good.
The first clue he was a bad guy. His name was Joe Mass Murderer, right?
That's artificial intelligence for good.
Okay, yeah, it is. That's definitely good. But then there's folks like the NSA, right? And we see movies like Enemy of the State, and we cringe.
Or there's certain countries where there just is no privacy law, and they begin with a C, and they're giant, and they have billions of people. And they're
Canada.
You're just watched everywhere you go.
In Canada.
Well, this would be China, actually, but...
Oh. All right, well, you said C, and I thought it ends with an A. Canada, of course. The Canadians... Carrie Payette's going to take off on me here. So, yeah, I bet they're a little bit about that.
So another thing I'm working on that I just am enamored with is, the child trafficking and stolen children is still a huge problem worldwide.
It is.
So I met these PhDs from Canada that are working on an aging algorithm.
Really?
So the kid gets stolen like a decade ago. Well, you age them to current date, and then you put them in the recognition database. And then if we
you get a better approximation.
Yeah, with 48% confidence, I think this is Joe missing child from.
Wow.
Yeah, that We find one of those people, and it makes every hassle I've ever had worth it.
Let me just pull back the covers on that a little bit. When I think about aging someone, you're going to take into account a little bit of what their parents look like, right? Do they have to get a little bit of the parents' information?
Fritzy, to me, it's rocket science.
It's rocket
The machine
science.
learning model for computer vision that these PhDs are doing is just nuts.
Yeah?
It's nuts.
Oh, man.
And you see a little bit in the movies, but that's not good enough. That tech is not good enough. You know, if we're going to say, hey, that's a stolen child in a grocery store or something, you got to have some confidence.
You got to have pretty good confidence.
You can't half-ass
that 30% isn't enough. You're going to need to get closer to 60 to 70.
Right. And I developed with the team. Actually, I built the thing, and then real engineers took over. But we also do weapon recognition in real time.
Oh, wow.
Over commodity cameras. So just like the surveillance cameras that are here. All we do is intercept
There's surveillance
frames.
cameras? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're everywhere.
Really? If I wear the jacket just right, we can take them out.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's go to the chat room. There's a couple folks here that have some comments for you.
Okay.
Carrie Payette says, I need Tim as a lawyer. Wow, lots of knowledge.
You don't need me as a lawyer, Carrie.
Yeah,
No.
So Simon says, the irony is GDPR trumps it all because everyone is trading globally. Yeah, I think they're right on that one.
Everyone is what globally?
Is trading globally because you're online, you're involved in some European could touch your website.
Yeah,
you're exposed to GDPR.
The GDPR thing is interesting because, the intent was good.
Yes, but it's
unfortunately viral. The execution was really poor. So
by the governments or by businesses?
No, by the governments.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of the Fortune 1000 that just are ignoring GDPR and going to pay the fine because it's written. It
costs less.
Yeah. The fines are cheaper than changing your entire loyalty system. If you're one of those giant companies, re-architecting and rebuilding your loyalty system to overcome some tiny little capture of customer data, I mean, come on, it's just not going to do it. So, like when HIPAA came out, it stifled innovation until they fix it. So I'm confident
they're going to fix GDPR.
Yeah,
GDPR v2.0.
They'll fix GDPR to be a little more developer retail friendly.
And the way you're describing that reminds me of how there are folks in Philadelphia that won't pay to park. They'll still park wherever because it's cheaper to pay the parking ticket than to pay for parking.
Right.
So, yes, this is Tim Huckaby from Internology. And the folks are saying, oh, I recognize Tim Huckaby. I recognize him from .NET Rocks. Of course, Tim's been on .NET Rocks.
Many times.
Ultra Mark says, Mr. Huckaby should start a stream of his own. Maybe we can have you on once or twice to talk about
I'll be a guest.
The state of things.
I'll be a guest. How about
that? We'll have to get you on there. Absolutely. GDPR was such an overreach. They have no right to regulate businesses outside the European Union.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Their intent was good, though. So I'm in the process. You may find this. The Europeans will just go, oh, God.
All right, so the European friends, here we go.
They'll agree with me. That for our American friends here, I'm in the process of getting a piece of software GDPR compliant.
Okay.
And really about 10% of the effort is technical.
Oh, wow.
90% is doing the legal stuff and filling out paperwork.
Because it's all broken.
Right. Seriously, you pay lawyers a ton of money, they fill out forms, and they say, hey, you're GDPR compliant. Like 10% is how you persist data and things like that.
Right.
So, whatever.
Oh, my gosh. So
Dan's going to, I'm sure Dan is going to agree with me. Like, complete waste of time.
Complete waste of time for Look, Dan's laughing on it, with the laugh out loud. Stelzi's in the UK. GDPR regulates EU citizens everywhere, and everyone that wants to make business with them has to adhere to it.
Yeah.
So that's where it becomes viral, because we've got websites and things that reach out to those other...
Federal law is federal law.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to deal with it.
It is too gray, Rambly Geek. Rambly Geek's in the UK as well. We got a lot of folks from the UK tuned in. It's a little bit late in the evening over there, but thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure, Fritzy.
Oh, this is great. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Huckaby. GDPR.
Wait, Master.
Wait about it.
It might be dangerous.
It might be dangerous. We learned that from Marty Feldman how many years ago? And it's still true.
You are one of a kind, Fritzy. Thanks for having me.
It's all about the jacket. Thank you, sir. Don't forget to take that earpiece off.